welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into something absolutely crucial, building extreme mental toughness. Let's face it, we live in a world where it feels like everyone and everything is trying to pull us in a million different directions, right? Distractions are literally everywhere, and staying focused, well, it feels harder than ever. But what if there was a completely different way to approach life? Like a mindset so powerful, it could completely insulate you from all that noise and make you virtually indestructible.
So what makes a person truly unstoppable? Well, to answer that, we actually need to look back centuries to a man named Miyamoto Musashi. Now, Musashi wasn't just any warrior. He was an undefeated Japanese swordsman who lived his entire life with just unmatched discipline. And his philosophy is so incredibly potent that it's still inspiring millions of people today. I mean, it's so impactful that even the world's #1 podcaster, Joe Rogan, actually has a tattoo of Musashi on his arm. Rogan has talked openly about how Musashi's worldview just completely changed his life.
Okay, let's dive into this. What we're looking at today is a framework known as the Dokodo, which translates to the way of walking alone. Basically, this is Musashi's ultimate philosophy. It's a framework of 21 principles designed for ultimate mental mastery, discipline, and absolute clarity. Now, this isn't just some simple list of rules you read once and forget about. No, it's a literal roadmap to escaping modern distractions. It's all about trusting your own strength and never, ever compromising your core principles, no matter how much the world tries to tempt you or terrify you.
To really understand the Dokodo, we've broken it down into a few core pillars. Let's start with Pillar 1, Master Radical Acceptance.
So the absolute foundation of a warrior's mind is internal stabilization. Basically, before you can conquer the world, you have to face reality exactly as it is, without any filters, without any illusions. In fact, the very first principle of Musashi's 21 rules is incredibly straightforward. Accept everything just the way it is. A true warrior simply doesn't waste energy wishing the world was different. Think about how often people complain, wondering why things didn't go their way or why life is so unfair. But Musashi teaches us that the world doesn't operate based on our expectations. Strong people don't get trapped in those emotions. They look at reality, accept it completely, and then, boom, they take decisive action.
Let's actually compare these two approaches. On one side, we have this sort of modern weakness. Average people literally crying over spilled milk. They complain, they hold on to resentment, and they just endlessly dwell on past mistakes. But then, look at the warrior mindset. Legends don't do this. If they make a mistake, okay, they accept it as a lesson. If someone wrongs them, they refuse to let that negativity poison their minds. They take their failures, turn them straight into fuel, and take immediate action to move forward.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how several of Musashi's rules actually bundle together to show us what radical acceptance looks like in action. Take that first point. Think lightly of yourself, deeply of the world. When you drop your ego and stop taking yourself so seriously, you can actually observe the world clearly. Combine that with never regretting your past actions and eliminating all complaints, and what happens? You completely clear your mind for pure, unadulterated focus. You literally stop wasting energy on the past and pour every ounce of it into the present.
That brings us to Pillar 2, the power of detachment. Listen, if you're going to walk alone and be truly independent, you have to master the power of detachment. You've got to detach yourself from the external traps that are specifically designed to make you weak. A warrior actively detaches from desires and instant gratification. I mean, in our modern context, think about how chasing short-term pleasures like junk food or endless social media scrolling or chasing luxury just completely saps your willpower. Musashi explicitly warned against pursuing the taste of good food or hoarding unnecessary possessions. Why? Because true strength is found way outside your comfort zone. If you spend your whole life just trying to accumulate wealth for your old age, you're going to end up making fear-based decisions and sacrificing your true potential right now.
The takeaway here is absolutely profound. True freedom comes from absolute self-control, not external comforts. Having a minimalist mindset isn't just about, throwing away physical items in your house. It's a mental state. It's about ensuring that your happiness and your strength don't depend on anything external. If your joy relies solely on money, validation, or luxury, well, you're a slave to those things. The warrior is the master of their own mind.
This is perfectly illustrated when we look at how we handle relationships and loss. An attached mind is totally shattered by separation, but a detached mind, it grows from all experiences. Musashi taught that you should never let yourself be saddened by a separation. People will come and go in your life. It's a completely natural process. If you let the loss of a connection break you, you lose your way. You have to realize that you are completely 100% whole when walking alone.
Moving on to Pillar 3, unbreakable focus and adaptability.
How exactly does a warrior navigate a chaotic, unpredictable world? By maintaining absolute, razor-sharp focus on their path. Musashi is very clear on this point. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. So, the crucial point is that half-hearted decisions create weak results. If you step into a fight, or start a business, or commit to a goal with hesitation and doubt, you've already lost. Whatever path you choose, you must commit to it fully. Clarity and conviction are your greatest weapons.
To maintain that level of conviction, you have to protect your focus from dangerous distractions. You absolutely must eradicate jealousy. Jealousy is a poison. Another person's success is not your failure. You also have to avoid being blinded by lust or emotional traps, which literally just drain your energy and pull you off your ultimate mission. And importantly, you must reject blind obedience to customary beliefs. Don't just do what society tells you to do without questioning it first. A true warrior walks their own path.
Let's move to the next step and see how this builds directly into ultimate adaptability. Musashi believed that you really shouldn't have strong preferences. If you rely on a specific environment to succeed, or if you refuse to live anywhere outside your comfort zone, you become fragile. He even advised against collecting weapons beyond what is strictly useful. Don't hoard techniques or tools just for the sake of showing off. Master exactly what you need to win and adapt to whatever environment you find yourself in.
And finally, we arrive at Pillar 4, honor above all else.
This is where we talk about ultimate self-actualization. This is about facing our own mortality. I know it sounds stark, but the rule is simple. Do not fear death. Fearing death makes you play it safe. It makes you compromise, shrink your ambitions, and hide away in your comfort zone. But when you accept that death is inevitable, you unlock this fearless, unstoppable intensity. You stop tiptoeing through life and start pouring all your energy into every single action.
This fearlessness goes hand in hand with taking extreme ownership of your life. External reliance means waiting for miracles, hoping some divine intervention or external force will swoop in and save the day. But Musashi preached ultimate responsibility. He said to respect Buddha and the gods, but never ever count on their help. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. You must take 100% responsibility for your own destiny and fight your own battles.
And this brilliantly illustrates the absolute peak of the warrior mindset. You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. Your body is temporary. It can be broken, it can be injured, and eventually, it will fail. But your principles, your honor, those are a choice. Compromising your core values for temporary comfort or survival destroys your soul and ruins your legacy.
Listen, your body can be destroyed, but your principles and your legacy are immortal. Walking away from an easy life, rejecting comfort, and standing entirely alone just to protect your integrity, that is the ultimate sign of a true warrior. That is exactly what separates the legends from the rest of the world.
Which brings us to the 21st and final principle of the Dokodo, presented here as a challenge directly to you. You have chosen your path. Will you stray, or will you walk it to the end? Musashi's final lesson is to never stray from the way. Distractions are going to come. The journey will get incredibly difficult. But consistency is your ultimate power. So as you leave this explainer today, I really want you to ask yourself, are you willing to apply this brutal, beautiful discipline to your own life? Choose your path, accept reality, detach